Approximation and estimation. Okay guys, there are two important words. First of all, we have approximation. Approximation is a value or quantity that is nearly but not exactly the same. An example of this is 4,865. We have to round up to the nearest hundred, and it's approximately 4,900. Estimation. A rough calculation of a value, number, quantity, or extent of something. An example is, we have 2,934 times 6. We round up 2,934 to the nearest thousand. So that will be 3,000 times 6. Now we multiply 3 times 6, it's 18, and then we pass the zeros. The answer will be 18,000. When we're working with approximation and estimation, the first thing that we need to do is we need to learn what it's round up. We round up, if the number you are rounding is followed by 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, you're going to round up one up. For example, we have 38. We're going to round up to the nearest 10. There. This is the nearest 10, 3. So, if the number we have afterwards, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, and in this case it's 8, we're going to give 1 to the 3. So that one will turn into 4. And the rest will turn into 0. So we end up with 40. If the number you are rounding is followed by 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you're going to round up the number down. For example, we got 33, and we're going to round up to the nearest 10. So here, this 3 is the nearest 10, right? So we look at 3 that we have afterwards, and we said if it's 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and in this case it's 3, we're going to leave it the way it is. We're not going to add nothing to it. So that one will turn 3, and the next one will turn 0. Let's see if we understood the instructions. To round up to the nearest 10, we're going to find which is the 10th place. And in this case, it's 6. So we do this, right? The numbers that we have afterwards turn into zeros. Now, we look, and we said if it's 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, this number is going to remain the same. So the 6 will remain the same. And the rest of the numbers are going to stay the same. So there I round up to the nearest 10. Let's see the next number. The 6 is on the 10th place. So here, I'm going to round up. And we said if the number is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we're going to give 1 to the 6. So we add 1. So now that one will turn into 7. The rest of them will turn zeros. And the rest will remain the same. So here we have round up to the nearest 10. Okay, let's try rounding up to the nearest 100. The first thing we do is we find which is in the hundredths place. And in this case, it's 4. Okay, well here. Now, the rest of the numbers that we have after 4 turns into zeros. Now we look at the number we have afterwards. And we said that if it's 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, we're gonna leave the 4 the same way it is. So we're going to write it down, 4. And the rest remains the same. Now let's see on this case. We have 1,470 to the nearest 100. So we look at the 100 place, and this is the 100 place. So the rest of the numbers afterwards turns into zeros. And we said that if the number we have after the 100th place, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we are going to give 1 to the 4, right? We're going to add 1. And that one will turn into 5. And the rest is going to remain the same. Now, on this case, we're going to round up to the nearest 1,000. Again, the first thing we do is we find which is the place for the 1,000th place, and it's 7. Right? So the rest of the numbers turn zeros. 1, 2, and 3 zeros here. Now we look at the number we have after the 7, and in this case it's 2. So it's smaller than 5. So that number is going to remain the same. And here we have rounded to the nearest 1,000. Let's see the second number here. This 7 is the one that is in the thousands place. So now the rest of the numbers turn into zeros. Now we look at the number we have after that 7, and it's another 7, and we said that if it's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, and in this case it's 7, we're going to add 1 to that 7, so it turns into 8, and the rest remains the same. And here we have the numbers rounded up to the nearest 1,000. Now let's see how estimation works. Well, we do the same thing. If we are going to round up these numbers to the hundreds place. So both of them we're going to round it up to the hundreds place. Right? So now we look at the number we have. So now it's 83, 0, 0, minus 46, 0, 0. Now I can estimate this answer. We have 83 minus 46. How much is that? 37, 0, 0. Very good. And that will be an estimation. Okay, now we will work on page 11 and 12 of the textbook for more examples.